Hello creation, I hope you're well. I wrote this last night. I did try to record it last night, but I kept falling asleep on myself. I can be boring sometimes. This is called The Goose Is Cooked. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Anyway, just see what you think. People of all places want to reap those just rewards, asking from the universe, but only with their words. To not ask with our feelings is as a sandwich with no filling. To reap that of which we ask, we have to first of all be willing to go beyond just thought and action as we do. 'Tis like training hard to run a marathon, to then not see it through. There are no prizes given for only completing 2/3 of the race, and there will be no compensation when you gaze at that mirror and see the look upon your own face. We let no one down but ourselves when we underachieve, yet we can conquer Everest if only we'd believe. At times, we were too naive to tell the haters where to go. We took on board their hateful words, and then we let it show. At times we would cower down until the fear subsided, until one day we said enough, after using the strength that God provided. So many souls that wander throughout life, not knowing how to live, not knowing how to ask, impedes that of which the Creator would give. 'Tis up to each one of you to learn about vibration. Then you can mould to your heart's desire the most wonderful manifestations. If one holds a negative mindset, then negative shall be delivered. For the negative stands upon the shoreline of life and watches on as the good fortune sails on down the river. Whereas for those of positive, good fortune will promote. 'Tis a guarantee of bounty, as they will not miss the boat. To deny the possibilities of what we could achieve is to block ourselves wholeheartedly of that which we could receive. For too many years, we've been seen as oxen to the farmer, fit for breeding and pulling ploughs, but not for much longer. The fields, they are now starved of the nourishment that they need, and there is no more believing in the bullshit that they feed. Many souls now awaken, have a thirst for honest truth, and if their thirst be not quenched, then the horde shall raise the roof. But not raise it with gratefulness, nor anything profound, but raise it by the will of God, and raise it to the ground. To divide was to conquer. This was their aim all along, pitting brother against brother, for each to sing a different song. But the song that is now written has been written for them all, and those who sit within their ivory towers must prepare to watch their towers fall. Then, when the dust is settled and the peoples come together, they shall lend a hand and must forgive those previous oppressors. For without forgiveness we hold on to that which passed. 'Tis only by complete forgiveness that we can realise a peace to last. Of all the sacred missions that were accomplished over the ages, these are the final acts of man that will see the brethren turn the pages. And then, with the sounding of the trumpets, we hear the bells toll for the final time, signifying that the rule of low vibe has reached the end of the line, and how the mighty will fall, and how the system will crumble, and how transference of power will be passed to those most humble, and how the fearmongers shall fear, for 'tis time to balance the books. Nowhere to run to, baby, nowhere to hide. Looks like the goose is cooked. If it resonates, it does. If it don't, it don't. We're not gonna fall out about it, mate. Oh, no, are we? You know, we write what comes through. If it's about cooking geese, it's about cooking geese. Yeah. Metaphorically speaking, hypothetically speaking, metaphorically, hypothetically. Who knows? It's early in the morning, and I'm not going to look up the words. I'm not going to Google them. So, yes, very early on a morning, actually. Well, say very early, it's 6:30 on a Saturday morning. So, I'm hoping that you're all well and you're all enjoying your weekends. You know, you've got good stuff lined up. Hopefully. Like I say in many of these, you know, if you can't find the love, you'll be the love. You know, you'll be the love. Don't buy into all that hate and fear. You'll make a difference. You can change the world. Absolutely can. Absolutely can. Will you please excuse me while I have a slurp? You never guess what it is. Chai. I know you know. I like me chai. I know you know. So, I shall, I've not actually got Wi-Fi, so I've been running out of data. So what I've had to do is, I've had to go to somewhere where I can use the Wi-Fi. So I could upload these last few videos. Anyway, it renews tomorrow, after today. So, be back in full flow. Actually, I don't think I've broke a stride, really, have I? You know, with these videos. Not really. As long as we keep posting, as long as it keeps coming through. You know. Not done bad, have we? In a year. I think over 2 platforms. There's over 1,000 videos now. So it's been well worth doing that, you know, of course, because it's, you know, I mean, it's obviously my calling, isn't it? Or part of it, you know, so who knows where it'll lead. As long as someone, somewhere, gains from these videos, which I know that they are, because some of the comments that I'm receiving, you know, and the likes that I'm receiving. And I always said, if I can reach just one human being, or if one expression of consciousness, I used to say actually, takes something good, if it makes a difference for the betterment in their life, then I'm doing my job. And I think, you know, if we can tear a leaf out of that book and look at doing positive and not buying into the negative, then we're doing alright, aren't we? Yeah. So I'm really pleased with myself, actually. Look of pleasedness. I'm not going to say a look of pleasure, because that's, you know, it all depends on what sort of pleasure it is, doesn't it? As to the look upon your face. It's been daft now. Alright, well, I hope you all can enjoy your weekends. And like I say, if you're not surrounded by love, you'll be that love. That's it for today. Take care.